Why don't y'all come on down here? We're going to show you something.
You run your mouth awful reckless for a man that don't go hills.
You ready? What's up, dude? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, man. No problem.
This is the very first episode of the Hot and Cold podcast, and it was motivated to go ahead and get started because of the tragic passing of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. Josh wouldn't do anything else except when it came to sports, and he wouldn't stop calling me this week.
Phone ringing off the hook.
Yeah. I think it was opposite. I kept bugging you, but yeah, we wanted to give Kobe a little love this week. It was fun, and I think, by the way, Josh Moody is our guest today. I'm Cole Humphreys. We're just kind of rocking and rolling here. Josh did some research. I did a little research.
Yep.
I'd like to start by saying my favorite part is, what did he retire about 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So
with a 60-point game,
yeah,
as his final game.
Yeah, I think
his
that's
walk-off was a 60-point scoring night.
So he's very deserving of that. I always laugh because they fed him the ball. I think
he put up like 300 shots in one night.
Yeah. Do we know his percentage that night? That'd be a good thing to know. Hey, Axel.
Yo.
Kobe Bryant final game stats. But yeah, they feed him the ball. So what I was gonna say is, so he was drafted in 98 by the Lakers at 19, and we'll probably go into that. Dirk
96 he was drafted in 96.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. Dirk was 98.
So I thought Dirk was 99.
I got him switched.
Okay.
Kobe was 96 and wasn't drafted by the Lakers.
He was drafted and traded.
Like
Dirk.
But that's what I was going to say. I mean, I always respected Kobe's greatness.
Yeah.
But I never cheered for him because his whole career, I'm cheering for the. I mean, growing up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, I'm cheering for the Mavs.
100%.
And the Mavs were just now hitting their stride once we drafted Dirk. Once we roll in the 99, 2000, 2001 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Now the Mavs are starting to make some noise.
Of course, then the Lakers have 3 titles in a row.
Absolutely, yeah.
But that's exactly what I was leading up to is...
Yeah. So I spent most of his career actually rooting against him.
Yeah. Like Tim Duncan.
Right.
And I was a big Wake Forest fan watching Tim Duncan play. And then when he first got drafted, the Mavs were horrible. And so I thought, I'm a David Robinson, the Admiral.
Man.
And I mean, San Antonio, because Dallas sucked, San Antonio was my team.
Okay, yeah.
But the minute Dirk came in,
absolutely, yeah.
And so Tim.
So the crazy draft night story is this: like if
for Kobe or
for Kobe,
yeah.
What's really cool about the NFL draft is, like, if I'm the owner of the Cleveland Browns and I want to trade you my pick, we agree to it on the phone, we submit it, and you're automatically on the clock, right? And so when you select your player, he parades up there. He's handed your jersey, your hat, that you put on for all the pictures with the commissioner and things like that, right? Well, the NBA doesn't do that. So the Charlotte Hornets were the ones who actually drafted Kobe. If you see, go through the 96, I believe he was 13, picked 13. And so he's up there in a Charlotte Hornets hat, holding a Hornets jersey, taking pictures, shaking the commissioner's hand. Well, what happens in the NBA is that trade is already agreed upon, but there's a window of all the owners have to approve of that trade. So during the draft, they've got to carry on acting all normal, right?
Charlotte.
So Charlotte, the head of the basketball operations, whoever was in charge of that draft, I don't know his name.
And do fans know?
Oh yeah. They'll announce it.
They just
that trade has been agreed upon, but nothing can be finalized until after it's all over, right?
Yeah.
So the crazy story is that whoever it was that was in charge of the draft, I don't remember his name for the Hornets, gets on the phone with Kobe, right before, because you always see they're in the green room, they're on the cell phone. Well, now they're on the cell phone. Then I guess maybe he had cell phone. Maybe it was like a Motorola Razr or something, right? So he's on the phone, and basically the Hornets guy that's in charge of the draft tells him, "Look, we're about to call your name, but we don't need you. we actually already agreed to trade you. We're trading you to L.A., and they traded for Vlade Divac, the center, which not a bad player.
At the time. I mean,
and so here's the thing. Before we just roast the guys that are in charge of the draft for the Hornets for trading Kobe for Vlade Divac, right? First of all, great big man, great passer as a big man. Incredible.
Dallas
good
and
rebounder.
Sacramento.
Oh, my gosh. He killed us. Yeah. But the Hornets were coming off a 500 season, 41-41. They had guys like Muggsy Bogues at point guard. They had Glenn Rice as shooting guard.
Oh, dude. Glenn
Money
Rice was
from
the
the outside.
man.
On NBA Jam, that dude could
yeah,
hit anything.
that's exactly
Glenn Rice
what-
was the man. They also had Steph Curry's dad, Del Curry, who
Curry.
was sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh, this is
when
fun.
when you look at that next season, that immediate next season, the Hornets in a good Eastern Conference. We're not talking about the Eastern Conference of now,
Yeah.
right, where you can make the playoffs and
Yeah.
be 10 games under 500. That's a good Eastern Conference during the mid 90s, and the Hornets go on to win 54 games
with
in that
Kobe.
season
without
him with Divac, because all they were needing at that time
Was
that
a
they
big
thought
man.
was a big man.
It was a really good
You know who
move.
else was a big man for the Hornets? Eric Dampier, who would become
Yeah,
who would
buddy.
become
He was
a
our,
Mav
he was our guy.
later on. Yeah, he was also on that team, but they
Headband.
didn't. Yeah, but they thought big man was all that we need,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, the Hornets, who they eventually lost to in the playoffs, was the Knicks. They needed a big man to go up against Patrick Ewing because they would just get wasted by Ewing.
Outside
guys like
shot.
Alonzo Mourning,
Yeah.
guys like that. Those were the centers that they were going against. So they needed a
Yeah.
big guy. They didn't need another shooter. They didn't need another guy
Uh-uh.
that could score on the outside because
A
they
young
thought they had
punk.
that.
A young punk from Italy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't go. How many high schoolers were drafted at that time? You know what I mean? I don't know. I know it got more popular as the years went on.
Right.
But Kobe was one of, and he wasn't a high schooler, but he was a non-college athlete. You know, guys like Vince Carter were coming out around that time, and the prime difference. Vince Carter 4 years at North Carolina, whereas Kobe's this 19-year-old kid coming in. Yeah, and that's so hating Kobe for so long, and it just like Duncan, after he that last year or two maybe, and then after the last 2 years since he retired, I just it was so cool. Anytime I got to see him doing public showing or speaking, or he was in the news for something, it was so good to see that. Whereas before, simply because he was our rival,
Yeah, right.
I just hated his guts.
Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, thorn in the Mavs side, it's like 5 days before Christmas in 2005, right? And the Mavs, again, they're still a good team. They're still on the rise, right?
Now, clarify something. Let's do something real fast. So December 05, is this after we lost in the 05 finals?
No. So
The
this
season.
would have been the 05-06 season. The next season is when the 06-07 that we go to the finals and play the Heat. Right. So this is the team. This is the
No
team.
way.
This is the season before
Okay.
in 05-06. It's right before Christmas of 05.
Yeah.
Kobe comes out, and in the first 3 quarters, he outscores the entire Mavs team. It's Kobe 63,
Yeah.
Dallas 62 at the end of 3 quarters.
So he's got the 63er on the Mavericks.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
a jerk.
Which I think that ended up being like it was either his 3rd or his 4th highest scoring game of his career.
Did you have that's a home or away game? Was that here?
I believe that was here in Dallas. Yeah.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
And so Laker fans or Kobe fans that are around here want to call us haters, but when that's done to us, yeah, hey, good basketball player, but we hate him because he kicked our butt so many times.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, you know, and a lot of that is what's so great about the 2011 Mavericks winning is when we got to LA. We just stomped them.
Oh yeah, the
4-0.
Mother's Day massacre of Game 4.
I'll never forget. I think it was Samaki Walker. Little JJ Barrera is going up for a layup, and Samaki Walker just bows him to the ground.
Yeah.
You can just see the frustration in his face. They can't get anything done.
Which, I mean, I don't know, Axel, if you can look this up. I'm almost positive Samaki Walker was the Mavs pick
Boy,
in that 96 draft.
I just feel like that's so...
They drafted him at like number 10, 3 spots ahead of Kobe, I think.
You forget. Yeah, that's no.
Is that-
That's definitely
is that right?
That's Samaki. Yeah, he was a Mav.
1996.
Yeah, 96. Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was picked 9 by the Mavs. I'm
Love
pretty sure.
that, dude.
Yeah,
That's NBA for you, man.
dude.
So we've got an intro there about Kobe and how he's impacted us. If you're ready, Axel, or if you need to get pulled up, there was a couple things I pulled up just recently. He did a TikTok.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I saw a few advertisements for TikTok, but the kids that I work with
Right.
at Calvary, they're always saying something about TikTok. So I kind of figured out what it was. And then just recently, Kobe.
It's made news already that there's a lot of people mocking Kobe Bryant on TikTok.
Mocking, like...
Yeah, like making fun of.
These kids these days,
Yeah,
man.
man.
You know, that's just an old man to them.
Right.
I mean, with respect, if now he is a legend, he is more than just a dude. They know who he is.
Yeah. But if you're talking, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, I mean,
Oh yeah.
with him being retired for 2 years, now set them back into their really early teens, and then really for the last 3 or 4 years, I mean, he was not the Kobe that me and you know of Kobe.
Yep.
Those last 3 or 4 years, I mean, he was
Yeah.
being drug up and down the court,
Hey, and
or at least maybe not drug up and down the court, but at least not prime Kobe. Right?
was it an Achilles?
Achilles
What was
injury?
his late injury?
Yeah.
And
And in that game, he tears his Achilles after getting fouled, right?
Yeah.
He stays in the game and hits both free throws with a torn Achilles, basically like standing on one leg.
Yeah, one leg.
Hits both free throws and then gets carried off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have this video of these guys making a little TikTok video from the app itself. It's just these guys mimicking the happening.
What am I?
Oh my gosh. They're reenacting the helicopter ride?
Yeah,
Those kids
Dude, that is
on
filthy.
TikTok.
that is horrible.
Well, you know what? It's free country, I guess. You know.
Did Gigi have glasses?
Wait, was that his daughter, Gigi?
Yeah.
Short for
Yeah.
Gianna?
Mhm.
Man, and now look, people die every day, and it is okay to be more noteworthy because it is Kobe Bryant. Don't discount that and say, oh, people die every day. It's not a 20-year NBA legend, right, with his daughter. But I read on that part of that people was husband, wife, and daughter
Right.
who had 2 other kids.
Right, yeah, who are
So
now
these
left.
kids lost mom, dad, and a daughter
Right.
in a helicopter crash.
And one of the other parents, his name, I don't have his name right offhand, but he was a baseball coach from the area, and he was actually a baseball coach in the Cape Cod League,
Yeah.
which is like a pretty prestigious league, up there in the Northeast, for guys who young prospects going to play baseball. He coached Aaron Judge, the outfielder for the New York Yankees now.
New York.
Yeah,
Um,
but he was one of the other victims, that coach.
one of the notes I made too was Jason Terry, his daughter, was in the same. They were playing Gianna's team. They're in the same league.
Oh, right.
They're
yeah.
playing each other this weekend. They're
Okay.
supposed to be playing
and that's
each
where
other
they were
Sunday.
going, right? They were
Yeah.
traveling to
Well,
one of
I
those,
read it was a
AAU
camp.
tournament type things.
I read it was a camp.
Okay.
So that would have been. Oh man, that was Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
So I don't know.
It's like
I
9
read a
o'clock,
camp and then
9 something Sunday morning.
Yeah, I read a camp, and then I saw Jason Terry saying it was their daughter's supposed to play basketball. So maybe they're just playing together at the camp.
Gotcha.
Really cool story.
Did
I
you
wonder
see
if-
some of these tribute? Not necessarily like videos and things like that, but some of the NBA players doing tributes to Kobe. Last night, it was Joel Embiid, the center for the Sixers. Instead of wearing his normal number, he wore number 24, and he ends up putting up 24 points.
Oh, did he really?
On the
I didn't
night,
know that. I saw the
and his
24th
24th point was a like getting the ball into the post, back to the basket, and did the trademark Kobe shake and turn around and hits the jumper. And as he lets go of the ball, he's Kobe, and he hits it.
He said Kobe
for his 24th point. Yeah.
Joel Embiid, Punk? No. Do we know?
No, I don't think Punk.
I've seen him. Well, here's the deal.
He's kind of had some hard luck. I mean, he's had some injuries along the way he was early in his career.
With respect, I see when Punk means I just see guys with bad attitudes on the court. Sometimes I get a little like, hey,
gotcha.
You're a multimillionaire playing a game for a living. You were talking about
the other tribute was Luka, our new Mavs sensation.
I remember now. Okay.
Luka, he grew up.
Dunkovic.
He's grown up throughout his playing career. Like, he loves wearing the Kobe Bryant shoes. Like, those are his favorite shoes to wear. And he's got like thousands of colorways, different variations of the Kobe Bryant shoes, right? That he would, and sometimes even mid-game, he'll go in and change shoes into ones that he likes better or more comfortable, whatever. Like mid-game, he'll change.
The Mavs played this week, right?
Right.
They played last night? Anyway,
it was either last night or the night before, but they got destroyed by the Suns.
It's funny because they're good, but maybe they're just with a rookie.
Luka just signed a shoe deal with Jordan, right? So it was
when you make
uncharacteristic
the money,
of him.
You're penalized.
Now, he then goes and changes
the basketball
into these,
gods.
Yeah, he goes in and changes into these Kobe shoes before the game, and has R.I.P. and all the names of those who passed away around the bottom of his shoe.
Not his Jordan shoes.
Not his regular Jordans.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think I found the video.
So my favorite NBA tribute, what most teams are doing right now, is the 24-second violation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then the 8-second inbound backcourt violation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see what's going on?
Yeah,
that's his
absolutely.
2 numbers.
Yeah, 24 and 8.
And so teams across the NBA, from tip-off, whoever gets it,
grabs it and holds it.
24 seconds.
Yeah.
Then they pass it in, backcourt violation, 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
And you get your Kobe. And so then you got the whole crowd standing
Yeah,
up.
standing ovations. I've seen that a couple different times, yeah.
So while we're on that.
And Cuban, did you see what Cuban said that the Mavs were going to do? They're going to retire the number 24.
Excellent.
No one's ever going to wear the 24 again for the Mavs, which, I mean, no one's really worn of any note has worn the 24 prior to that. I think it was Jamal Mashburn.
I was going to say Jimmy Jackson or Jamal Mashburn.
I think Mashburn was 24. I think Jim Jackson was 21.
21. So Jamal, you think was 24?
Jamal, I'm pretty sure Jamal.
That should have already been retired, man. What are you talking about?
Now you got me thinking. Mashburn may not have been 24. Maybe it was Jim Jackson that was 24.
Here, let's play the video and we can look it up while we're.
And Mark Aguirre, 24.
Mark Aguirre.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be with you tonight. However, I couldn't completely miss the chance to take a moment to share some thoughts with all of you. The lesson I cherish the most is how important it is to love what you do. If you love what you do and it's making you happy, all the hard work and perseverance will pay off. I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it. So with that, I'll let you carry on with your evening. Please know I'm thinking of you, supporting you, and encouraging you always. Peace.
That just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
There's everything okay with not doing that. He could done everything that he's done in his life, bad, good, whatever, and not done that, and I would still think he's a great guy.
Right.
But the fact that he took the time, and what we're just talking about, kids on TikTok.
Right.
We weren't talking about this is a kid's platform right now,
right,
more or less.
Yeah.
And he's going on to kids' platforms and giving them a lesson on living a healthy life.
Unsolicited. I mean, he's not hawking something. He's not There's no brands all over that message.
Hey, and if somebody paid him to give a positive message, I'm glad they do more of that, right? More
Right.
people need to pay to give positive message. A lot of kids we work with, man, so the bad ones got nothing, and they need to be told good things.
Right.
The good ones, I say good ones, the ones that have a lot are often pressured into doing so much that they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They're so stressed out because
Right.
they got to make perfect A's or get into the college or do this or do that. And so hearing the message of do what you love,
Right, yeah.
that's the whole thing. Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life. This isn't a theology podcast, but the book of Ecclesiastes, if you ever read it, is a lot about learning to love every day.
Right.
Everything else is toil is what's used, and I don't see Kobe as a preacher preaching the gospel,
Right.
but he's telling the world with that TikTok a very basic a biblical study and being enjoying what you do every day.
Yeah.
And here we are. For 20 years, we hated him.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's sports for you.
Yeah. We found joy in his
In his
in
demise.
his demise, like when they would lose or when we
Whoa,
would sweep
yeah.
him. You know, yeah.
Absolutely. That's good to see, man.
Yeah.
Is that his stats?
Yep.
So
Which by the way, you were right. Jim Jackson was 24 for the Mavs.
I'm doing a dance. You can't
Mashburn
see. Oh, maybe.
Mashburn wore 24 at Kentucky in college.
For our viewers on YouTube, you
Nice.
can see
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Cole's stance, but
Yeah. Well,
if not, too bad.
well, I'll never forget Jamal, Jimmy Jackson, and Jason Kids.
Yeah.
We got them.
Dick Mata.
Dick
Yeah,
Mata, we got
'em. Jason Kidd. Yeah, we got
Oh,
him.
man, that's awesome.
The 3 J's.
Okay.
Jason
so,
Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, Jim Jackson.
This is something I wanted to do. This is fun. This is career stats. Of course, it's just season, but you kind of can see how he progresses. So 96, 97, that means he was he drafted
Right.
before the 96 season. Okay. First noteworthy thing, in my opinion, is like Dirk, LAL, LAL, LAL,
yeah.
LAL, LA
sure.
Lakers, 20 seasons of LAL. And that alone is pretty powerful.
Right.
It looks like the last year his position changed to shooting forward. I didn't know that.
Yeah, small forward, yeah.
Small forward, sorry.
Yeah.
He missed. Looks like he missed a lot of games, man. Only 3 full seasons.
Yeah, that when we were talking about earlier, that where he tears his Achilles there in 13
Yeah.
at the very beginning of the season. So he basically lost that entire season.
Yeah, and look at
And
his,
only came back for about half of the next one.
look at his points per game too. I mean, it's 27, 28, 30s, 20s and higher, and then those last 3 seasons. First off, he came back, right?
Right.
That alone.
Absolutely. Yeah, at what 36 years of age?
Yeah.
He came back from an Achilles.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have came back from an Achilles at 16 years of age.
Yeah.
He's coming back at 36.
You couldn't
Yeah.
come back from an ankle sprain.
No way.
Okay.
But yeah, you look at that what we were talking about earlier when he put up 62 and 3 quarters in 05 and 06. That was the year that he had the highest scoring average
35 a
for his
game.
career, 35 a game. Lord. That's insane.
He played 80 games that year.
And in that 06-07 season, the very next one,
Yeah.
where he averaged 31 and a half a game, he had a 4-night stretch. Not 4 consecutive nights, but 4 consecutive games that he scored over 50 against teams. And like he had like
in
a
4
60
nights he had 200 plus points.
He had, in 4 straight games. I don't think it was 4 actually consecutive nights.
Yeah, for sure.
24-hour
play
periods. But in 4 consecutive games, he had like a 65-pointer, a mid 50s, another 50, and another 60-pointer, all back to back to back to back.
Okay, Axel, try real fast. Click the 15-16 season, and see if we can get a game by game. Because I want to go to that last game. No. Down at the bottom left.
You see those on that very far column? It's his plus minus.
Ooh, they're all negative.
That last season it was brutal, man.
Oh.
Plus
Man,
and minus 20s.
What is he?
19s,
39 years old at this
38,
point? Yeah,
no, 37.
38,
About to be 38. He's
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
okay. Game 82. he had hold on.
At home versus Utah. Played
hey,
42 played 42 minutes.
Hey, look. There it is. 22
out of 50.
22 of 50, which, hey, 44% is pretty average, if not above average. I mean, that's a good percentage, but look at that. 3-point percentage. He shot up 21.
6 for 21 from 3.
And again, not incredibly horrible 3-point percentage. You want a little bit, you want one or two more
Yeah,
in that
for
21. 7 out of 21 is a winner, I think. And then his plus minus was only +7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's just a bad team. He's in his prime.
Past his prime. Yeah.
Look, I think we keep talking about some of his bad stuff, but the reality of it is because everything's so good.
Oh,
these are the outliers.
Mm-hmm. And they won that game. They won his last one, and it ended like a 6 or 7 game losing streak.
Utah.
Yeah.
42 minutes of what? 48 total.
48 total.
Yeah. A lot of guys get old like that. They're playing 25.
Oh yeah, like Dirk's last season, he was playing 20 to 22 minutes a game, maybe.
Wobbling.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It looked as if
literally playing 5-on-4 on defense.
Yeah,
he was just like, I'm just gonna stand here at half court,
duck.
Like the pickup game rules. He at least got to make it to half court.
The legend. Yeah. I have that the legend emblem on my phone still.
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Somebody said something about it. I took a screenshot.
Oh yeah.
Like a realtor or something. I sent it over to him.
Yeah.
And it was asking about a price on a house, and he goes, "Nice background, dude."
That's cool. Yeah.
What about? So a little bit touchy topic. I'm ready for it if you are. Well, for Kobe, he had a pretty public affair or an issue. I don't know the details. I know that he was quote unquote caught.
Right.
And he publicly begged for forgiveness. And Vanessa's still his wife, so I'm sure. So I want to comment. These are just my comments. Cole Humphreys, like many men, I think it's worse for me than most men, but I don't have 100 women a night flocking to me trying to sleep with me.
Right.
I'm not saying it's okay, but men like Kobe Bryant who have I'm not exaggerating, probably hundreds of women a night willing and offering to sleep with them.
Right.
I can't say he's a bad dude for doing that, right? Because if I had 100 women a night trying to sleep with me, it's likely I'd find one or two that I'd feel comfortable doing that with. I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I could never judge that man for what the decisions he made.
Right.
There's guys that do that aggressively, right?
Or yeah,
that's their
seeking
intent.
That out. Yeah.
And even that situation is another discussion.
So I thought you were going to the 2003, like where there was the rape allegations against him.
So
with that hotel employee.
Wait,
that was 2003.
Is it the same thing? Well, I think maybe I feel like was there two? I feel like this was one. There was one that was big, and he and his wife almost.
That one was in 2003 in Colorado.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. It was the 19-year-old hotel employee who.
So, that's funny because here we are, 17 years later or whatever, and I'm calling it just an affair. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I forgot that it was a rape allegation.
Right.
And this is touchy, but it is an allegation.
Yeah.
Again, with people like that in power, please don't mistake me for saying anything's justifiable, but allegations probably a little bit more common. I don't remember the details of that deal.
Oh yeah.
It kind of changes my point here. If it's a rape allegation and it's just a guy getting caught cheating, that's one thing. But being a rape allegation, I feel it's a little bit. So that's another negative. We're talking about Kobe Bryant.
I know, right?
But I want to be
We're
clear.
supposed to be memorializing him.
Yeah, I want to be clear
Not throwing dirt.
that the man was such a legend, and so these are these outliers. Hey, man, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm glad I said that. We're not perfect.
Right. Absolutely.
Nobody's perfect. Kobe Bryant, who especially post-career the last couple of years, has been a motivation to all. Kids, he's on TikTok doing motivational speeches. They're tweeting about him reaching out to LeBron James.
The night before.
The night before he reaches out and congratulates him for passing him.
Yeah. Third on the all-time list.
Just high quality character. This guy. He's got it pulled up here. It does say accusation. Initially told eventually he did not have intercourse. I worked at hotel. So it said initially told. Go ahead. Click on the Wikipedia page.
This is where you get all your best research paper.
Yeah, Wikipedia. That changes.
Content.
if enough people say something, it changes.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, and again, this isn't a theology deal, but I mean, most men of the Bible had multiple wives or were known for sleeping around. I mean, it's in no way do I want to justify it, but if a man that has 100 women a night throwing themselves at him gets caught one time, that's the point of my story. I don't let that defame Kobe Bryant. I don't let that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That would be foolish, and I don't think. And I'm not saying anybody is right now.
Right.
So
settled out of court. Because the accuser wouldn't testify.
That's tough, man. Women. There's a Bikers Against Child Abuse. Have you heard of that? BACA. It's a motorcycle gang.
Okay.
They will go to any child's residence, and escort, protect, camp out.
Wow.
I mean, there you go. You pulled it up. It's just a group of bikers that their goal is to, if a child wants to
turn in
basically
their parents.
Yeah,
or
their parents
guardians.
or guardians or anybody that's abused them, they're going to protect them.
Dang.
And I wonder if that's noteworthy for accusers of sexual assault. I don't. She should. If Kobe did that, he needs to. Instead, it's settled out of court. Here's a bunch of money. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, any more noteworthy games off the top of your head?
Oh,
let's go back to.
He had his highest scoring game of his career was his 81-pointer.
That's the one I was just thinking.
Versus Toronto.
God, so we need Google Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant scoring comparisons. And I was thinking, because you got an 81-point game, you got these 60-point games, you got these 50-point games, and they're right up there next to each other on the scoring list.
Right. His 81-point game was a part of that. We talked about that 05-06
yeah. Oh, where
season,
he averaged 35 a game.
That was another one of those nights. 81 points.
Kobe
on 28 of 46 shooting. So he's shooting what? That's almost 60%.
Yeah.
28 of 46.
I wonder how many tattoos will be.
How many Kobe tattoos?
How many Kobe tattoos? 8, 24.
Yeah.
His face, Laker jersey.
There's going to be a run on purple and gold ink. Yeah.
Man, if we only had stock in purple and gold ink.
Yeah, that's right.
Sold ink for a living. Well,
which that 81-point game is the second highest in all of NBA history, right? I mean, think of the only higher one was Wilt Chamberlain's a 100-point game.
Is
right?
Jordan's 80? No, Jordan scored 80 or 81.
I'm pretty sure Jordan's high was like 73.
No.
Just right offhand.
No.
I don't know.
So I used to have, listen, I had the 96, I don't know what year, Jordans, and they were the zebra Jordans, and he had stats on the bottom of the
nice.
shoe.
That's
and
cool.
That's why I think I know it was he had an 80-point game.
He did?
See if you can find something real fast, Axel. Michael Jordan, 80-point game. I think he had 81. That's another cool thing is they got to play together.
Yeah, for a couple of years, they got to play against each other.
That's
before Jordan quit the first time, or actually before he quit the second time.
Before he quit the second time.
And then when he came back
For
again
a few years.
and played for the Wizards
he scored 50 points. Career high 69.
his career high was 69.
Oh, that was way off. Look, I'm a Jordan lover, man. Kobe will never be Jordan. There, I said it.
Neither will LeBron.
Yeah, well, nobody will. And Jordan recently was talking about you just can't do eras.
I mean, look at that. 69 points, but also 18 rebounds.
Measly.
6 assists, and 4 steals.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about Jordan. When I know we're supposed to be memorializing Kobe Bryant, but hold on. When everybody wants to compare all these guys to Jordan, like LeBron to Jordan, even Kobe to Jordan, Jordan never lost an NBA Finals.
No.
He won every single one that he ever played in.
That's very powerful.
The other thing is, none of those other guys are also making all NBA defensive teams. Jordan was not just a scorer.
Yeah.
He was a lockdown defender.
Lockdown defender, baby.
Right. And
Yeah.
and we're talking about when you talk about eras, right? We're talking about the eras that played defense.
Yeah.
Nobody played defense like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, think about
Eastern Conference teams.
Detroit Pistons.
Oh my gosh, the bad boys.
Dude.
Holy cow. I mean, going through that Eastern
was
Conference.
when Rodman was on the Pistons, too.
Right,
No.
yeah. In the late 80s and early 90s, running through the Eastern Conference, you're getting beat up every single night. You go back and watch some of those games, some of the fouls that are just like commonplace, regular whistled fouls.
yeah.
Today, they would be like 10-game suspensions.
10 games, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like Samaki Walker's elbow to J.J. Barrera. That was a common thing, right?
Yeah, just
Boom.
a common foul. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's, I mean, I don't,
So
that's one of the reasons why I think Jordan will always be better than any of the other comparisons, is because a lot of these other guys, it's offense only types.
Yeah, so LeBron's first year. Well, first off, with Cleveland, he went a couple times to the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't win.
Right.
Best team in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
But couldn't do it. Western Conference for years was just unbelievable. So he goes to Miami, and he stacks up.
D Wade.
We used to think that, they're just joining up teams. But the reality is, teams have done that for a long time, just not on that high level.
Right.
With
or not with that much of a fanfare and spectacle in the offseason.
Press conference.
Yeah, having a 2-hour ESPN special. I'll be taking my talents to South Beach.
That happened, yeah. Especially, think about it. We're talking about Rodman.
Oh, yeah.
Shaq and Kobe.
Right, right.
I think that was Miami was more than Shaq and Kobe coming together, but it was still bringing two of the best players in the NBA together.
Right. Yeah, you got LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh.
Well, so what I was saying is that they lost.
Yeah.
They made the finals by the Dallas Mavericks.
That's right.
Oh man, being a Dallas guy and a basketball fan and all that put together, and just following the career of Dirk and where it's taken us and the failures.
Oh yeah.
To win that 2011 season, by chance did you read Bob Stern's book "This Year's Different"?
This year is different.
Yeah,
I didn't read the whole thing.
No, I need to read it. My buddy Clayton said he's got it. He's gonna give it to me. Hasn't.
Very cool.
But it was just so unique. No one expected it.
Right.
All the eyes are on LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Of course, then Oklahoma City Thunder were kicking butt.
Oh man, yeah.
Memphis Grizzlies were
Yeah.
really good that year. I mean, Mavericks were a blip on the radar. And remember, we went 5 games with Portland that year.
Yeah, yeah.
And oh, that's so awesome. So here we are doing a Kobe tribute.
Yeah.
I got to be honest, that it's part intentional. That's what we're doing here. We're talking sports and
Right.
fun, and we want to memorialize Kobe, and we will. I think the best part about it is he made that easy for us.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that nobody is going, damn Kobe. Nobody is going, should have. Anything negative is nothing negative is happening right now in
Right.
the Kobe aspect.
Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
it's heartbreak. Well, we just saw the
We have seen the TikTok of these kids mocking the accident, but it's really more of a kind of poking fun at the thing, maybe just to take it in a little bit more lightly, because it has been a little bit of a really bad news.
Yeah.
It feels
comedy is a good medicine.
yeah.
And so anybody
Has that been removed?
I don't.
I mean, have they taken that down?
I don't think it has, because it's also on Twitter.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised someone hadn't
Yeah, there's
removed
also
that.
Well-
Like whatever the owner or whoever's in charge of TikTok.
everything
Or
is
is that-
about
Is that part of
hits get you advertising, get you money.
right?
Like just this is a good point. I'm glad we got to this. TMZ caught flack over reporting this news. They were the first to report it.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people are proud of that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But this
yeah.
was a death of
Right.
8 people in a fiery helicopter crash. Okay. Next of kin.
They don't need to be finding out by Twitter. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what happened.
Right. Yeah. That's
So
how I found out.
Vanessa Bryant is watching the news, or her phone gets an alert, TMZ alert, like everybody else.
Right.
It wasn't specific to her.
Yeah.
That says Kobe Bryant dies, and she's like, what?
Right.
I don't understand that. Well, I understand it. We here in Grand Prairie, I'm friends with our public information officer for Grand Prairie Police, and media outlets contact her to get if there is some type of shooting
Oh right.
or
Yeah.
a death, and
They want the exclusive.
that is their wall. We have to notify the next of kin.
yeah.
People, if nothing else, they can say it's possible that, or there was a plane crash, and when they said there was a fire, I thought, well, you definitely got to hold off. What if he was taking a leak and they left him? Well, they just assume he was in.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't like see his body. They had to go and analyze it, man. It was
Right.
burned up. They said there was a acre large fire.
Wow. That's incredible.
So we have this video of this person called Ari Shafir.
Yeah, he does Joe Rogan podcast, and he's a comedian.
Gotcha. So this person recently uploaded a video speaking about Kobe's death, and he is in fact celebrating that it happened in this little video. So yeah, let's check it out.
I'm kind of scared.
There's always a lot of hate, pain in the world, and there's always a bunch of terrible stories. And every once in a while, there's a good story. Good story comes out. The guy who got away with rape got his today. Kobe Bryant is gone. I'm here in Charlotte, the home of the team that originally drafted him. Maybe he wouldn't have raped that chick in Denver if he'd stayed in Charlotte with the Hornets. But anyway, the point.
On the Fighter and the Kid podcast, Brennan.
Yeah. Okay. So Ari Shafir is a comedian. So
Nothing about that was funny.
I was gonna say
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna mark this up. He's gonna catch flack on this.
Oh right. But is he of the mentality of any publicity is good publicity?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
You're just gonna he is looking for people to look him up. That's so cheap.
You mean talk about all about the hits?
the hits?
It's all about
He's
the
gonna-
hits.
Just like we just looked him up. He's gonna get credit for us looking him up.
Hits of love and hits of hate, they're all hits.
Yeah. Right.
yeah. We can censor the name if you want.
I'm about to hit you right now. So he is a regular on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I consider Joe Rogan a pretty fair guy. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna say something like that.
Oh my gosh!
But they're pretty good friends, and
Look at that. Big ups to the hero who forgot to gas up his chopper. Good Lord.
It's freaking crazy. Yeah,
celebrate death. That's how you earn your money. That's how you earn. Well, again, he's a comedian, so I'm sure he says some crazy stuff. You know, you notice nowadays you don't see comedy online in videos. Comedians now either don't allow cameras, or if you have a big event, they put those little bags.
Oh yeah.
And you can only unlock the bag by going out to the ushers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go into an event, a big event where a comedian is, you got to put your phone. First off, no cameras. So, okay,
right.
you don't have a camera. Oh, you do have a camera. You got to take it back to your car.
Right.
Well, I need my phone. Okay, put it on vibrate. Stick it in here. If you really need to answer it, come out and we'll unlock it for you. I mean,
gotcha. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, Chris Tucker,
right.
Joe Rogan. He was in Dallas, and we went to go see him, and he did that.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, that's to protect them. Like, people in the next 3 towns won't have to buy tickets to come to the show if they can see it online for free.
Yeah. And
number one,
how funny is a joke the 5th time you've heard it?
Right.
Right. I mean, some of them are still funny.
Unless it's like Dumb and Dumber. I still laugh every time I watch that movie. Those jokes never get funny or never get not funny.
Just go, man. Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's warm.
Oh Lord!
But yeah, no, it's
Slippy, slappy, swami, swally.
Not only
Samsonite.
Samson.
I was way off.
I was way off. So I was reading about podcasts, and they say, don't do inside jokes, because your listener probably doesn't know the inside joke. So the only inside joke you can do is if it happened on the podcast.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So I wonder if quoting Dumb and Dumber is considered an inside joke. Here's the deal: if you hadn't seen a Dumb and Dumber, go watch it.
Absolutely.
Not Dumb and Dumber 2.
No. Dumb and Dumberer.
Dumb and Dumber. TOO.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What were you saying, Axel?
Well, not only I don't think they would do the whole locking the phone thing, only to recycle the material, but also to kind of protect the comedian from getting in trouble online, because there's a lot of people that can that like to take risks on their own shows to make sure to see what works on which people and all that stuff. So
or even taking things out of context, right?
Yeah.
I mean, someone could snip 12 seconds of an entire comedy show, and it could be something really, really abrasive, right? And something
Kramer.
something that could generate tons and tons of criticism, hate, whatever, right? But if you take it into context over a full,
elongate it,
whatever 15-minute program, or a set, that they're doing, maybe it's still controversial, maybe it still has a little tongue in cheek, or whatever.
But you get that it's a joke, or you get the story.
Not just 1 or 2 words.
Okay, so Shaq playing with Kobe after leaving Orlando,
right?
That was a big. I mean, I forget how big of a deal that was.
I mean, it's the biggest cheat code ever at that time.
Who was
they were destroying everybody.
Who was LA's big man? The Russian. No?
Talking about Arvydas Sabonis?
Arvydas Sabonis?
Is this the video you were speaking of?
He was at the
Trailblazers. Oh, Shaq.
Oh, yeah. This was it.
All right.
Let's go with that.
All right, you want to go ahead and give a little introduction before we continue?
This is NBA on TNT, Shaq, Barkley,
their whole pre and post game crew,
Kevin Smith, they
Kenny the Jet Smith.
Yeah, they have so many audio clips of hilarity and comedy. These are legends of the game.
So in all of major sports, major American sports, this pre and post game roundtable group, this broadcast team is by far the best one.
Yeah,
as far as chemistry and content and
Knowledge.
just hilarity.
Yeah.
Right? This
Yeah.
group is A1
I agree.
right here.
So this is them having a quick discussion and Shaq making comments about.
And I mean, it was widely known. Kobe and Shaq, they kind of had a roller coaster type
absolutely.
relationship
Who was
throughout
the
their playing
best?
career, right? Because two Type A personalities on the same team in a market like LA,
Right.
I mean, who is the big cheese, right? Who's the big shot?
Yeah.
And it was this going back and forth of who's the man.
Oh, I love it.
But I mean, listen to Shaq and how he just emotionally how he breaks down when discussing Kobe.
Cool.
It's pretty incredible.
I got a couple comments. One, my uncle passed in 2015 and brain cancer. I was real close with him. It was the only person I've known to die. He was a man of God, but he got better, and he came by my office with my aunt.
Okay.
Gave me a hug, said I love you.
Yeah.
Love you too, Tom. He left, and like the next day, he died of a massive heart attack.
Wow.
And Linda told me, my aunt told me he went around. He knew he was going to die.
Wow.
He went around telling people. So I say that my uncle had the opportunity.
Right.
We don't listen. You're not going to call everybody on your telephone and tell them you love them.
Absolutely.
But don't ever hesitate.
Right.
Two, that's Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Who we were just talking. That was a rocky relationship.
Absolutely.
At times.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Right.
They, in their own mind and justifiably so, were the best players in the NBA.
Oh, for sure.
And two stars couldn't shine that bright in one city. They did, and they won 3 titles.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's funny that you can't just keep going.
And what he even mentioned in there is like, despite what was going on between them personally, as far as like, if one was upset at the other, the respect was always there.
Yeah.
Is what he said. I mean, that. Even what we were talking about, how we basically us being fans of the Mavericks here, we didn't root for him,
No,
but you have to respect him
absolutely
as a player and applying his craft, one of the best ever at doing it.
Yeah.
So the respect has to be there for what he was able to accomplish and what he did. But it was, I mean, it was. It's moving to see a man of that size and that.
In tears.
In
that
tears.
Was snot tears. And
Yeah.
coming down the side of
Right.
his cheek tears.
Right.
And, I thought Shaq, being a big body guy with respect and love, he's going to die younger than most. Not guaranteed, but that's a high probability for a man of his size. And it's Kobe, the one that we're talking about.
Right.
He made a good point. He sees Bill Russell.
Right. Yeah.
He sees these other legends.
Dr. J.
And 20, 30 years from now, we'll see Kobe. We were going to be able to see Kobe, and we'll see Dirk.
Yeah.
And so that was a good point that he talked about not being the same.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes that loss happens. And you're like, oh, you'll get over it. No, it's just a new life.
Some things you just don't get over. Yeah.
There are a lot of people who live their lives that way now.
Right.
A complete change. So, well, good, man. I had a good time.
Right. I did too.
You have anything else for now? I mean, we've covered a lot of this.
The only thing having to do with his actual passing is they're still waiting for how or what the funeral services are going to look like.
Wow.
At this time. A lot of people were like, you've got to do it inside Staples Center because that's the house that Kobe built. Some people, call it that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Staples holds 20,000, maybe a handful more.
Maybe 20,000.
Right? So they're talking about even doing something at like the LA Coliseum,
Yeah.
which is like 80,000, 85,000 people,
Yeah.
something like that. And you better believe that's probably going to be filled up too.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Especially a city like LA.
Oh, yeah.
LA's like 20 million people, I think. I mean, we're sitting over here in Dallas like
Ton.
6.
Right, yeah.
So,
But I mean, and not just the people that are already there. I mean, people will come
around the world.
from the woodwork all over the world, to come pay their respects and
Especially
be a part of that.
Especially to give them that venue.
Yeah,
Well, did you have fun?
I did. I had a blast.
You had so much fun that you'll want to do this again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, episode 1, hot and cold in the books. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Adios.